My name is Alicia All. I am your host and I am the founder of LevelUp Score. I'm really excited to bring you today to Tuesday's top tips. And today's topic is you are investing in the wrong things. I'm really excited to bring you this content because if your income is dependent on your clients reaching their goal, why aren't you investing in the system that gets them there? We're going to dive deep into that because I think it's really powerful. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that I can present my PowerPoint slide to you. All right, you're investing in the wrong thing. Focus funds growth. We're going to talk about what we need to be focusing on and the way that we need to focus on it, the order in which we need to focus on it so that we can invest in the right things so that we can build wealth. And I like this because I've been getting a lot of messages from people because I do wealth building coaching asking me, well, what's the best way? What's the best thing to invest in? How should I invest my money? I'm coming into some money. How should I invest my money? So I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to tell everybody so we all get the same message really fast. So again, this is Tuesday Top Tips. You are investing in the wrong thing, presented by Alicia Alt, founder here of LevelUp Score. Thank you for being here today, and hopefully you get some really good information in this Tuesday Top Tip for your business, and no matter what business you're in. But of course, I'm talking to my credit professionals, my loan officers, my real estate agents, and I have some exciting math to show you in relation to that. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is you're investing in the wrong thing. I've already said that. And before you get defensive, because everybody, if you're a financial advisor on this live, or if you are in financial coach, before you get defensive because you're like, I've been telling people to do it this way, let me explain. This is not about whether savings is smart. We all can say it is. This is not about whether investing in the market is smart. It is. This is about order allocation. If your income depends on your client's goal, why don't you prioritize protecting income over marketing? Why are you prioritizing protecting your income over multiplying it? So let me say that again because I didn't say that very clearly. Why would you prioritize protecting income over multiplying it? So we're going to talk about that. So we're going to talk about this idea of stability versus multiplication, the real order of wealth. We need both, okay? We need both. So let me be very clear about that. But this is about order and allocation, right? So loan officers, let me ask you a question. If borrowers don't qualify, you don't close, right? So you can't close a loan if borrowers don't qualify. Realtors, if buyers don't get approved, you don't get paid, right? Unless you're a listing agent. Let's pretend you're just a buyer's agent. And credit professionals, well, even a buyer's agent, even a listing agent, right? You have to have a buyer on the other end. Credit professionals, if clients don't follow a structured journey, they churn, right? Because in all of these jobs, the whole idea is the client is trying to get to a goal and we need to get them there, right? So let's put that in our thoughts. So I'm going to go to what I call protection investing and what it looks like. Protection investing is like a high yield savings account, your 401ks, your brokerage account, your index funds, right? We all are very familiar with this. This is the question that I get most often. I'm coming into some money. How should I invest it? So they're asking me, should I put it in a high yield savings account? How much? Should I put it in a 401k? Should I put it in a brokerage account? Should I put it in index funds? They're asking, that's what they're asking me when asking that question. But I'm going to give you a different take on it. Now, before I do that, I do believe everyone should have 3 to 6 months in reserves, period. And they need to have it in a high yield savings account. If you're not familiar with a high yield savings account is, it is a non brick and mortar bank typically that's able to give you a higher yield on your savings account than your brick and mortar. Brick and mortars are sitting at probably around 0.01% interest that you would earn on your money. That is a negative return. Okay, because at 0.01%, inflation is higher than that, so that would equal a negative return. So anytime we put our money into something, we need to make sure that the return is at least at or above inflation. Is that fair? Because if it's below inflation, we're not investing. We're not saving. We're actually losing money, right? If it's above inflation, then now we can start to save money. We're actually investing, okay? Right now, a high yield savings account is going to earn you somewhere around that 4%. So just want to put some math in all of this because I think math is important. If I were to do a $5,000 investment in a $4,000 high yield savings account, at the end of the year, I would have made an additional $200, right? There, you guys can all see those numbers. Now, it's stability, it's safety, it's reserves. Everyone should have it. It's not exciting, right? $200 off of 5,000 in a year, not exciting, but it is stable. Protection investing protects your income. Okay, let me say that again because I want you to be very clear when we talk about investing. How should we invest our money? Protection investing protects your income. It doesn't multiply it. It doesn't multiply it. So we're going to talk about this whole stability versus multiplication idea. Okay. So keep that in mind. Again, I'm saying everyone should have 3 to 6 months reserves. We can do both the stabilization, the protection investing, as well as the multiplication at the same time. So we can put a little bit in our high yield savings account to get these reserves, or if we already have these reserves into 401k, into brokerage accounts, but we need to simultaneously be putting it into multipliers. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit more. I'm going to go into the problem that we have, right? So the problem is most professionals over prioritize protection and under prioritize multiplication. The market average right now, if we were to put our money in the market, it's making us about 8 to 10%. I think we can all agree. Your business, though, it has no ceiling if it's structured properly. And here's the balance. You do both. You're going to do the stabilization investing, but you're also going, or the protection investment, and you're also going to do the multiplication investment. You need to do both. You build reserves monthly, okay? And you invest in multiplication simultaneously, doing both. Because if you only save, you're going to grow really slowly. We already saw that. Look back at the high yield savings account, 4%. We put in 5,000. We only earn 2,000 at the end of the year. That's slow growth. People ask me, how did I make my first $1 million? And I'm going to show you it was multiplication investment, not a savings account. There was no savings account. There was no market that I could have put my money in to make me the money that I made in a short period of time. It was a multiplication investment, not a protection investment. Okay. So I just want to make sure you guys are clear on that because the goal is $1 million, right? We all want that because we can do more with that. Then we can put more in to protect our income. Fair? Again, if we only save, we grow slowly. If you only multiply, though, without reserves, you're fragile. That's why we got to do both. We do have to do both. If I put all my money into a multiplication investment and those investments fail, because they're higher risk typically, then I need to have something to back me up. If I don't, I'm fragile. Okay. So the key is controlled multiplication. The market protects money. Your business produces money. I want to say that again, make this very clear. The market protects money. Your business produces money. The order matters. Okay? How are you going to have the market protect money that you don't have, right? So the order matters. Business produces money. So let's do some real math. I want to walk you through some real numbers, and we're going to use the $5,000 number to compare to different things, okay? No hype, real numbers. So pretend you're investing $5,000 today. Let's look at the math. At $5,000 investment at 4% interest in that high yield savings account, this is our scenario one, $200 per year. I'm not going to do the compounding complex math. I just want to make this very simple because 5 years times 200 a year is roughly $1,000 total earned, right? We got some compounding interest going in here, but we're just making it simple. So roughly $1,000 earned. So we put $5,000 in. At the end of 5 years, we made $1,000. Okay, that's stable. That's safe. It is low, slow growth. That's scenario one with our $5,000. Let's look at scenario two. Scenario two, we are going to pretend as though the market is giving us 10%. We know the market fluctuates. It might give us somewhere around the average is 8 to 10% over the long haul, right? But let's just pretend that it's 10% for simple math purposes. We invested $5,000 at 10%. That's $500 a year. After 5 years, assuming consistent return, not compounding, we're around 2,500 earned. Okay. Again, solid. It's responsible, but it's still incremental. It's definitely not sexy, right? So let's look at scenario number three. So scenario number three, let's say that same $5,000 goes into your infrastructure. Okay. What does that mean? That means we're not doing a market gamble, not random ads, infrastructure. a system that increases the close rate for those loans, a system that increases the retention for those credit clients, a system that increases authority, shows that you have what they need to get them to their goal, a system that shortens the client's journey. Faster is better, right? And a system that allows lower skilled staff to execute it. This is huge because if you're going to grow a multi-million-dollar company, you're going to need staff. You want to have a system that allows you to have lower skilled staff to execute on that plan. So what if you can invest in an infrastructure at $5,000? What could that look like? We're going to do some real math on that as well. Okay. So the first one I want to look at is my loan officer, because I'm one of you. And these are very conservative numbers. And I made conservative numbers on purpose because I really want to see you, I want to show you the power of this. If you invested $5,000 into an infrastructure, if that improved your client readiness results to get a mortgage, and that allowed you to close 3 additional loans this year, not 5 years from now, year number 1, your average commission would be $2,500, let's say, again, being conservative. That's $7,500 return on your investment of that $5,000. $7,500 return. That's 150% return. Remember our high yield savings account back here gave us 4%. We only made 200 in 1 year. The market, we were being very generous, saying it's going to give us 10%. We made $500 that year. Infrastructure, we invested 5,000. We made 7,500 conservatively, 150% return. We had 4%, we had 10%. Now we're at 150% return. All right, let's look at our credit professional. Not as sexy as a loan officer, but it could be. I'm using, again, very conservative numbers. Credit professionals, if you had an infrastructure, you invested $5,000 in an infrastructure, and it provided structured action plans that increase your client's retention on your program for 1 month. Assuming you had 60 clients and you're charging $100 a month, that's $6,000 return on your investment. That's 120% return. Okay. Maybe not as sexy as the loan officer at 150, but 120 is a lot better than 4%. It's a lot better than 10%. There. And then I'm using conservative numbers. You might see a bigger return than that because maybe your monthly payment's higher. Maybe your retention is actually 3 more months, right? I know that to be true because I use the same infrastructure system that I'm going to announce to you. 120% return. That's huge. Now, you want to see a sexy one? My realtor friends, if clearer buyer guidance converts to 2 more buyers this year, and let's say your average commission is $8,000. Let me say that again. If you had an infrastructure, you invested $5,000 in infrastructure that gave your borrower some guidance on how they can get ready to buy a home, right? True guidance, something that's really going to get them there. And that resulted in just 2 more buyers for you in 1 year. Average commission would be $8,000, let's say. That's $16,000 return on your $5,000 investment. That's 320% return. That's 320% return. Now let's go back to what the market gave you. It gave you 500. Infrastructure gave you 7,500 for that loan officer, 6,000 for that credit professional, 16,000 for that realtor. I didn't make these numbers up. And I use very conservative numbers. This is real math. This is what we call multiplication investing versus protection investing or stabilization investing. The market gives you percentages. Your business gives you leverage. It multiplies your income. The market will protect it. We do need to do both simultaneous, but do you see where this $5,000 investment has changed your life? Would change your life. This is what I did to make my first $1 million. I simultaneously had 6 months reserves in an account. I was putting money in there every single month, but I put most of my funds into a multiplier. That's how I made my first $1 million. This is how you can make yours as well. So let's go into the client journey as being your multiplier, okay? But first, let me say, you don't get wealthy from percentages. Remember, the market gives you percentages. Your business gives you leverage. It's a really important divisor there you need to understand. So you don't get wealthy from percentages, you get wealthy from multipliers. And that is strong. That is important to remember. So let's go a little deeper. We're going to talk about the client journey is the multiplier. Why does infrastructure outperform passive investing? Because your income depends on behavior change. If clients don't understand what you do, if they don't feel guided, if they don't see a roadmap, they don't know what the next steps are, they stall. Installed clients kill pipelines. Loan officers, you're guilty of this. You're guilty of a client being near qualified to not qualified, and you not following up with them. You're not having an infrastructure system to take them through a journey to get them prepared to come right back to you in that loop. You're very guilty of it. I know because I'm a loan officer. Real estate agents, you're a little bit better, but you're still guilty of it, right? So you don't have an infrastructure in place to say, okay, this person can't get qualified today, they're near qualified, whatever that might be, but I have a journey to take them through so that I can bring them back into my pipeline. You don't have that either. This is a multiplier. This is that $5,000 investment that you can make into an infrastructure to create more active income. We already know it outperforms passive investing. Passive investing is what we saw earlier, right? With the high yield savings account, the market, right? We already saw the numbers. The numbers were clear because we don't even have to debate that, right? The numbers are clear. If we invest in the infrastructure, in the client journey, because all of our jobs are geared towards, did we get the client to the goal? By getting to the goal, we in turn earn more revenue there. And with more revenue, we can put more money away for protecting that revenue. But to invest in multiplying it is a very important step that I think is under prioritized, to put it simply. So infrastructure solves the behavior problem. When you install a structured journey, the client sees where they are, they see the goal, they see the steps that are needed, they stay engaged, and they trust you more. So let me tell you a little secret, because I've been using this infrastructure for many years now. And what I can tell you on a loan officer front, and I can tell you the same thing on a realtor front, because my husband's a luxury real estate agent. When your clients have transparency and they see their goal and they see the steps to get there, they stay engaged and they trust you more. And when they trust you more, then everybody they know will know about you. If they have someone who needs to get a home loan, they're going to talk about you. Loan officers, real estate agents, when they know someone who's trying to buy a home or list their home, they're going to talk about you because you help them. They've built trust in you. They've gotten to know you. You're in front of them over and over again every 30 days with this infrastructure. Credit professionals, same thing. My biggest months are November and December, when most credit professionals tell me that that is their slowest months. Why is it my biggest month? Because they're seeing my face every 30 days over and over and over again, because I have invested in this infrastructure that I am going to talk to you about today. So what do? They're sitting at the table for dinner, Thanksgiving dinners, different events and different parties and things that they're going to. And someone says something about credit and they say, oh, Allie's the person. So not only will this infrastructure investment make me more from the clients, right? That the leads and clients that are coming into me, but also their people, right? They're going to be talking about us. That trust increases the referrals. It increases conversions, retention, your authority, right? All those things. If your income depends on clients reaching a goal, your smartest investment is in the system that gets them there. Would that be fair to say? So let's sit with that for a second. If your income depends on your clients reaching a goal, all of us, that is what it is, right? Loan officers, real estate agents, credit professionals, that's what it is. Your smartest investment is in the system that helps get them there. So let me take you to my final slide to bring this home for you. We do not ignore perfection. We build it. Excuse me. We do not ignore protection. We build it. So we do want to have this simultaneously, right? So we'll build our reserves using a high yield savings account if you don't already have your 3 to 6 months. This is being responsible while we're simultaneously investing in multiplication, right? So the QR code will take you and let you join the next demo of LevelUp Score. LevelUp Score is your infrastructure. Now, LevelUp Score does not cost $5,000 to invest in it. Matter of fact, It is a money-making engine for you. It's going to deliver on all those promises that I just showed you, loan officers, real estate agents, credit professionals. It's going to deliver on all those. Most importantly, it's going to deliver on the promise you promised to the client to get them to their goal. Okay, that's what it's going to do. Your investment will be $500. $500 to $1,000 is you're going to invest in buying action plan credits so that you can produce these action plans. Okay. They're $2.50 or $2 depending on the volume that you buy. So we're talking about something you're going to put an investment in. It's a small investment to make a lot of money. Now, something we've added because we found a huge benefit in those who have asked me for it is what we call our concierge light service. Our concierge light service is a $5,000 investment, and that's going to allow us to help you set everything up, which you could do yourself without the concierge investment. But if you want that hands off and have us set everything up, we charge $5,000 for our concierge service to get this infrastructure set up so you can hit the button and go out the door and make money. And that's what we're offering you guys. So I employ you to get on the next demo, which will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time with me. I'll walk you through what LevelUp Score does. You'll see the action plans live. These are the actions that the client takes to get to their goal. Loan officers, they'll have a goal of buying a home. They will know exactly what they need to do to prepare for that home buying process. You don't have to be on the phone trying to tell them, hey, I got you denied, and here's what's on your credit report, blah, 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 blah. They are going to get that information from you automated. Real estate agents, you don't have to worry when the loan officer says, hey, I can't get this person approved. You can have them in your system for this client journey and you can help them get ready to be approved so that you can capture on that buyer. Credit professionals, you will have an infrastructure where you will be able to provide your clients with a client journey. It's going to make you stickier. You're going to make more revenue, but ultimately you're going to get them to their credit goal. And you don't have to put the work in it to do it because we automate the entire process for you. That kind of investment is a multiplying investment. That's an investment that you can use to grow that million in revenue. Then, as you make that money, you can put away some money for the protection investment. So when you guys come to me and you ask me, how should I use my money? Remember this live where I said, put your money simultaneously into a protection investing while also putting it into a multiplier investing. And don't get this wrong, putting it in the market is not considered a multiplier investing. That would be considered a protection and stability investing. It's slow growth. We're talking about rapid growth. We looked at the numbers, right? We looked at the numbers in 5 years. Let's go back to those numbers because I think they're so powerful, right? 5 years at that high yield savings account, we did simple math here. 5 years to get to 1,000 earned. That's slow growth. It's stable, it's safe. Yes, it is. And it's good. You should do it. It is. And then even at the market at a generous 10%, 5 years, 2,500. Again, it's good. It's solid. It's responsible. You should do it. Yes, you should. But simultaneously, you should be investing in your infrastructure, your business investment. This is your multiplier. This allows you to have more money to put in the income protection categories, right? So that you can protect your income. I hope this helped you guys. I'm really excited to see you on the demo. I like to pour a lot of value in the demo. You will get so much from me in this demo. I'm excited to give that to you. So let me take this home. Again, we do not ignore protection. We build it. We build reserves using high yield savings accounts. If you don't have one, I'll give you a link to get one. I have multiple different high yield savings accounts. So just DM or put in the comments high yield and we'll get you that information. But we want to do it simultaneously. We're going to put money into reserves, right? Into the market. First reserves, right? We want 3 to 6 months reserves. Simultaneously, we're putting it into multipliers. We're installing systems that will multiply your income. Then, if you want to see what multiplication infrastructure really looks like, take some action today. Join this next demo that I have. That's at 5 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. That's tomorrow. And I'll show you inside. We'll show you what LevelUp Score is, what it does, and how it will It will be your multiplier in business. I've been doing it for years. I'm sharing it with you, and I'll share exactly what I do on that live demo. So please don't miss that. I appreciate you all. I hope this was valuable for you. Again, I think we over prioritize investing in income protection, and we severely under prioritize investing in infrastructure, investing into a multiplier. And I think that part of it's because we hear so much about save, save, save versus build, build, build. And hopefully this has changed your mind on how you should allocate your funds. And I'd love to help you if you're a loan officer or real estate agent or credit professional. I'd like to help you make your millions. Thank you and have a great day.